More things you didn't know about Breath of the Wild. You know what you came for. If you enjoy this series, let us know with a like. We love showing off what's new and possible in this endless game. Alright, here we go. After completing the Great Plateau, you should really never be afraid of mud pits. Just know how hard you hit the mud is what causes you to immediately drown, meaning softly landing or walking into mud allows you to stay afloat. By using a Cryonis block beneath your feet, then paragliding back onto the mud, you can cross any pit with absolutely no problem. The Toon Link amiibo can be used to propagate live fish into strange places that you've never seen fish swimming before, such as the Great Fairy Fountain. Now you've got your own aquarium where you can feed your fish. On the same note as the previous two tricks, did you know that fish can fully survive and swim in mud, and for a short time, even in freezing water and lava? Well, until they freeze or burn up. Most players just whistle to their horse to command them to return, but there's another special way to travel with your companion, but it requires a bit of timing. By standing in front of it, whistling, then jogging during the middle of the whistle, it will continue to follow right behind you. That's a good horsey. Did you know that the generic open books around Hyrule are just one big joke? When translated from Hylian, each book says, April 1st. Today was a dry, hot, and sunny day. I went to school. This diary is very important document. April 2nd. Yesterday was Fool's Day. Everything that I wrote was false. That is all. See you tomorrow. Kilton's shop name is called Fang and Bone, but its official name might be written in Hylian right on its shop roof, Savage Swaps. Breath of the Wild has a lot of dialogue and scripts, and it's inevitable at some point that there will be some typos somewhere, such as a grammatical error for the Under the Red Moon quest, another grammatical error on the Desert Voe Trousers description, and a typo at the Rito Village's Slippery Falcon, which in Hylian translates to Shop Piggin. There's one object in the game that can stasis launch in multiple directions at once. Flying Octorok forts in Master Mode, even when disconnected, are all able to be stasised at once, and each platform can be launched in separate directions. This can set up some neat looking situations. It makes me wish we had multi-stasis from the beginning. When Moblins block Korok Leaf's gusts, they can also block many other non-elemental attacks with just their arms. It just doesn't look like it should, but I guess their arms are pretty buff. Pretty much everyone in Hyrule is not a huge fan of you causing trouble, including carrying a bomb around or pointing a weapon at them. Understandable. But what's funny is if you're a night owl and you talk to someone with the wake option, they're still too sleepy to know what's going on, even if you have a flaming arrow shoved in their face. The new Campfire glitch has become quickly popular in being able to steal the Master Sword, but it also has other uses as well, such as being able to save during the Yiga hideout mission, being able to warp directly out of Hyrule Castle without going to the front gate first, and warp out of sandstorms when your Sheikah slate has no signal. Players have been finding out that Sheikah towers have a hidden Sheikah design all along right under our noses. But not only that, they're also designed into the side pillars as well. And that's not the only secret the side platforms hold. Did you know that while you're on any side platform, you acquire sniper-like zoom while aiming a weapon or a bow? It's actually the same exact sniper property you normally get from golden bows. This allows you to get the jump on a distant enemy, or get a much more extensive lay of the land. If you know how to wind bomb, I've got an easy trick for you. If you want to launch directly up but you don't have good angles around you to jump from, save from where you want to launch from, then do a normal wind bomb in any direction. As soon as you get hit, watch a memory, then load the save. You'll rocket skyward when you load back in. All shop items secretly cost 9,999 Mon, have 100 attack, and have an extra bar of stamina until their actual material ID shows up. Damn, that's some strong milk. Camouflaged Lizalfos have really weird interactions when you're disguised. They'll typically ignore you unless they witness you murderize their friend, in which they'll give you a death stare. If you approach them then, they'll attack on sight. Makes sense, but you can then sneak strike them after their attack, and it only does normal damage? Then they just turn around and forget everything that just happened. You alright, buddy? Horses give absolutely no shits about Lynel's explosions. Like, at all. The Master Cycle needs refueling to keep running, and pretty much everything is just thrown in the fuel tank. Except fairies. They have a special animation blessing the fuel tank before flying away. It looks even cooler with multiple fairies. The Master Cycle also has the ability to teleport fire when redeployed. By firing a fire arrow at the Master Cycle, then redeploying it, it will carry the fire along with it. To save reloading assets, when you redeploy the bike, it's actually just moving there extremely fast, which means the path between the teleportation points will also catch on fire. I know this baby hits 88 miles an hour. One of the coolest ways to surprise your enemies is to side jump off a skinny tree. Did you notice that Octoballoon's stasis launch momentum is linked to the weight of the attached item? If it picks up a heavy object, it will require more hits to hit max launch velocity, while a tiny object just needs about one arrow. I mean, it makes sense. Every horse has a max water depth limit they can walk in before they kick you off and have to swim back onto land. But the giant horse's large stature allows it to walk through deeper water with no problem. Now that is one chonky boy. In my last video, I mentioned the Golden Gauntlets technique, where you can pick up any object with ease and carry it around without breaking a sweat. A side effect of this glitch though is that it depends on which cardinal direction that you're facing, because some directions cause the item you try to pick up to turn completely invisible. Try this on an enemy that you can pick up and they turn into a spooky ghost that you can't even capture on camera. Fatal Frame won't work here. If you want some cool snapshots for your profile picture or banner, toast or freeze some food you've never seen before. Then do an action, like a charge attack or a jump, and pick up the new item. Then switch weapons to what you prefer. Now that is an epic looking link. Recently, players have been trying to kill a gold Lynel as fast as humanly possible using a new method to kill them in under 10 seconds. By making the axe's hitbox permanently active on horseback, then swinging it manually using motion controls, this does extremely high damage in a short time. And I'm gonna call you out before you even mention ancient arrows. No, that is not a speedrun. As a wise man once said, you get
nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
One of Hyrule's biggest mysteries is how forest Octoroks have fish in them. These Octoroks drown in water. Even if they could kill the fish with the rock shot, how did they get to it if they can't swim? We'll never know. If you want to get real comfy with Ganon, glide over to the Guardian Stalkers in the ceiling for a closer look. Perfect time for a selfie. While it's too complicated to explain in the short form video, the combination of old and recently discovered glitches, including the new Master Sword stealing glitch, bow smuggling, and a specific Octorok balloon weapon duplication technique, creates a brand new arrow-only smuggling technique, which Link can then pull the legendary Master Bomb. And there you go. If you enjoyed this series and more, check out our Breath of the Wild Expert Series playlist, and for everything else gaming, stay tuned right here on GameSpot.